The first people, because one officer was removing his hand to tell people to keep off, a number of passengers or a number of vehicles or the motorists hit to that call and moved out of the road, on the road. Unfortunately, there was a corner just ahead of them, and now this vehicle rammed into several vehicles, one being a bus from Modern Coast Company. There was also another one PSV from Great Rift, and a number of private vehicles. So this information, maybe the people who are reporting, because they saw a vehicle following this vehicle, could have been under the illusion that they were they were chasing this truck. No, that is not true. And the other thing that we have checked, we have called actually even this driver from Easy Coach, who has collaborated the same information, and actually said, were it not for the effort of our officers, the situation could have been more serious. If you also look at the distance where our vehicle was stationary at that particular time from our fleet management, is about 500 meters, there was no way that truck would have gained momentum of such a magnitude within a distance of 500 meters. So we have completely ruled out that possibility, and we want to ask the public, please don't speculate. It would be horrible to crucify officers who are diligently doing their job without verifying this information. So I want to assure the public that is not the position. And should the media be interested, we have the contacts of the driver from Easy Coach, whom our officers were talking to, and you can be free to contact this person. So I think that is where we are. We want to appeal again. We have still a few days. And let me also comment about drink driving. Sometimes we are being accused that we seem to be very happy to pursue drink drivers. There's an accident that happened in Mombasa 2 days ago, or is it 1 day ago? Yesterday, where 2 people died at a place called Bonje, which is also another black spot. The driver luckily did not die. And when this driver was tested, a canter, he was drunk. So these are some of the risk factors we are doing. We are addressing the risk factors to try to minimize the loss of lives. So we want to caution the public to desist from some of these issues. And I think I want to leave it there. If there are 1 or 2 questions that you want to clarify, we'll be happy to do so.
I have a question. I come from People David. Bwana DG, the Salga area especially is notorious for this sort of crashing. We haven't seen any proposal from the agency, perhaps to Kenhard, to make it maybe a two-way traffic or something. What is the agency doing to ensure that people don't continue to die like they have in the recent?
There have been discussions. Salga is one of the notorious black spots in this country. And we have been engaging, even at the ministry level. And the latest information we have, that in a week's time, a tender to correct or to improve that section of Salga will be out. So a lot has been happening in the background because we believe ultimately the solution to Salga is to separate the grid so that vehicles that are going up do not have contact with the vehicles that are descending. It is long term, and in the meantime, as we wait for that to happen, on our part we have deployed and dedicated that section of the road to 2 vehicles, 24 hours. And in a meeting with the National Police, we requested them to beef up their capacity in that section of the road. And I think that is going to happen. So it is not escaped our attention. But some of these interventions are long-term, and they cannot be achieved overnight. But at least we are now happy that we have moved to the next level where we are advertising for the attendant. But I want to emphasize, if we decided as people, as drivers, to exercise caution and be disciplined, the biggest problem is behavioral issues. That is the biggest problem.
Question for there is concern about the Salga area and your chase cars, where they are positioned, because I've witnessed it. It is a very delicate and dangerous spot. It becomes tricky because there's a downstream and there's an upstream. And then the other question is it possible to tell us the number of vehicles involved? Because there is the issue of 13, others are saying 15. And then finally, there was an accident in Bungoma. I don't know if you have the number of fatalities. And there was also one in Watu, if you have the detail.
Yes, I think on this particular section of Salga, the approach we've been taking is patrol and not stopping vehicles, because that particular section of the road, to even stop a vehicle is very difficult. We have tended to enforce lane discipline so that people do not cross the yellow line, the yellow continuous line. That is the approach we've been doing. And it's helped. It has helped to slow down drivers. Our visibility has also helped to deter those motorists who are misbehaving. The challenge we have, and we suspect this could be the case, but we are waiting for the full report. Either this driver was freewheeling or the brakes failed. And freewheeling, why do people want to do freewheeling? They want to do freewheeling because they want to save on cost, on fuel cost. And we have information that at Salga, around Salga area, there are several dens which sell this illegal fuel. It's a matter that we are also taking with the relevant authorities to be addressed.
The issue of the other cases, the fatalities in
Bungoma. Yes, there was that accident last night in Bungoma. And the information we have, prior to this serious accident, there was a slight accident. And 2 vehicles were stalled next to the bridge. The ill-fated PSV, there was actually an attempt by members of the public to slow it down. The driver refused to do so, to slow down. In the process, when he realized there is a vehicle ahead of him that had stalled in the road, he tried to swerve to come back to the correct lane. That is when he entered into this sugarcane, this tractor. So again, human judgment.
The fatalities?
The numbers we are getting, 19. That is the numbers we are getting as per now.
How many NTSA vehicles are policing our roads, especially in the countryside? Because we see a lot of them in the road where the cases of accidents and all that when to their work is happening out there.
We have actually mapped out the country, and we have looked at these things being informed by numbers. The northern corridor from Mombasa to Malaba contributes 60% of our fatalities. That is the main corridor we wish to cover, because that's where 60% of the vehicle is. So when you see vehicles here in Nairobi, these are vehicles which will be here and will be working at night, patrolling all the stretch up to Mulima Kiu, and all the stretch up to Naivasha. So there's that coverage along that highway. Our capacity definitely is not enough, and that is why we have to partner with other agencies such as the National Police Service.
My name is